Well, e-hailing drivers from services such as Uber, Bolt and Didi are on strike. They say their efforts will culminate in a national shutdown on Thursday. The drivers say they can't make ends meet as companies compete to undercut one another on price, and they also contend that the market is oversaturated and that government just does not care about their plight. Well, let's head back to Pretoria, where Pule Letshwiti-Jones is standing by. Hello again, Pule. When we spoke to you a little earlier this morning, the e-hailing drivers were still gathering, and there weren't too many of them there, and some were frustrated that not everybody was taking part in the strike.
Well, yes, definitely. This time around, it seems like more drivers have actually joined the action. We do understand that a group of cars has actually arrived here at Marabastad in Pretoria from Johannesburg. These are e-hailing drivers operating within Johannesburg. And as we understand now, is that any moment from now, they will be moving to the Department of Trade and Industry to try and have their memorandum handed over there with a set of demands, which include, of course, the issue of safety when operating on the roads, the issue of fuel increments, and of course other matters as well, which they believe include exploitation within their industry. And they want the companies which they're working under to be much more regulated, and for the Transport Amendment Act to actually have an inclusive policy which can protect their rights. And that's just some of the challenges which they have included in their demands. And while the groups actually begin to add more numbers, we do understand from there onwards they will be heading to the union buildings where they will hand over their second memorandum. This strike is expected to continue from today until Thursday, with, of course, threats that it could actually expand for the whole week. What I can tell you now is that I was on my app just earlier on, and a trip that usually costs like 46 rand has now skyrocketed to around 130 rand, which is quite a lot for someone who would be relying on e-hailing services to report for duty or work, or to have to go to their commitments.
Yeah, that's a massive increase. I think we better check what's happening in Cape Town too. I'll go onto the app. You said, Pule, very quickly that there's going to be a full-blown strike on Thursday. Does that mean that there will be no e-hailing on Thursday?
Definitely. It says that there won't be any services that will be operating for the next 2 days. And as it is right now, as you can see, just that picture coming on your screen right now, the strike will be moving into the central district of Pretoria, where the trade and industry departments are. But let me give you an insight of the meeting that was held yesterday. The group of e-hailing service drivers are represented by organizers called Unity and Diversity, which of course are representing the disgruntled e-hailing driver services. They had a meeting with the MEC for Transport in Gauteng yesterday, Jacob Mamabulo, in which they had certain grievances as to what they wanted to tell him, and they reached an agreement that they would go on strike for the next couple of days. While that's the case, we do know that the mediation process is on the cards between the organizers and, of course, the provincial government to try and resolve their issues. But as it is right now, we do understand that they've given them around 3 months. They've given the MEC's office 3 months to try and find a way as to how they can resolve their issue. And they're saying that previously they've went on strike before. It was the same set of promises that were made, and they're trying to see what new could actually come to the table right now to address their issues.
All right, thank you so much. We'll leave it there. Thank you to Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who's in Pretoria, and ENCA will keep you bringing you the latest on that e-hailing strike.